Alrighty, and we're back. Thank you everyone for your patience. Truthfully, I could have started the stream a few minutes earlier, but to be honest, I have too much respect for the viewers of the stream to have to listen to the complete crap that was coming through my ears for the last 3 seconds. An absolute torture experience for me, but nonetheless, let's get underway with possibly the most entertaining game of the night. Make-A-Wish Kids versus the Futa Fnatics. I am never gonna recover. Interesting strategy from the Futa Fnatics, not banning anybody. I'm thinking I'm gonna have a hard time getting through this game without laughing too much. Gonna be a very interesting game from our lineups here on the Make-A-Wish Kids. We have a lineup of Fuzzy, Sweet Iced Tea, Zentek, Mr. Mojo, and Sway. I'd like to say that they're a strong lineup, but they're not. Having just put together for the fun of it, I would be surprised to see the Make-A-Wish Kids even make it 3 rounds in over the entire game. Either way, let's get underway with the game. Their opponents being the Futa Fnatics, a much stronger team. Think quite experienced playing with each other. Lips and Beresor obviously being decently older members to the Sweat Empire Community League. We've seen them playing quite a bit recently. Especially Barris, having a reputation of doing quite good in recent games. Rose, Evasive, and Leo being more recent additions, but I assume they all have experience playing together, as it was, the team formatted from bringing people into the server. I assume they have good experience behind each other, and all of them statistically, by Ubisoft standards, being quite strong players. Oh my god, this is gonna be an interesting game. I might get taken off of Twitch for some of the stuff that is going on in chat, and unfortunately, a new addition to spectator mode, I actually cannot turn off the chat. So, this is going to be interesting. Oh, that's a great idea. Thank you, Colin. Much appreciated. Let's not deal with that. Anyway, moving into round number 1, we see the defense on Dining Room. Not a common spot to see defense going first on Cafe. Usually we'll see the team going either bakery or bar. Not usually going for second floor play this early into the round, but either way, what's done is done. Planning on sticking it out, seemingly sparing the lives of Monty here on his drone, not wanting him to... Oh no, that is a very unfortunate moment from Mr. Mojo there, having given the drone no mercy, ending him early, as we see a very aggressive run out coming from Mr. Mojo. And I think, is this a knife fight? Oh boy, a missed player from the blue team. I don't even know what to I don't even know what to say here. Oh no. Going from the game that we just had on Border to this, I don't know. Oh, looks like the knife fight getting underway. Looks to be an even game, even knives going for both the teams, as they're able to quickly trade out. Now being in the defender's favor, as Mozzie able to quickly get another knife onto the attackers. Quickly refrag though by Evasive with the Lion, able to pick off the Mozzie of Mr. Mojo now all left down to Sweet Ice on the Kavera and Sway playing on the Vigil. Seeming to be the only two players deciding to actually use their guns. Blitz pushing in without a shield. Oh, never mind. It's still the knife fight continues. Fortunately, the player of the blue team returning before it was too late. Back to a 5v5. But not sure that it's going to mean much for this particular situation, as we see an interesting direction this game is taking. Also, equally unfortunate that we have 25 viewers here to witness the complete dog shit that is this game. Actually, what am I saying? This is pure genius. I'm absolutely wrong about this. Sweet Ice G coming in for the knife, unfortunately gets a uppercut to the face as Blitz able to take him out before too much longer. Vigil seemingly running away. Oh, is able to deke out the Blitz, and it's down to a 1v1 knife fight between the Lion and the Vigil. It's all down to the last remaining player of the defense. Sway on the Vigil. Look at oh no! Seemingly going for the kamikaze bomber mode. An interesting tactic. Oh, sorry. Very well done from the blue team, closing out the first round. Very nicely done. I'll be right back. Oh my god. Alright, moving into round 2, the Tachanka pick from the defense. A very good pick for the Make-A-Wish kids, looking to make a comeback after their recent round loss, hoping to tie things up before things get too out of hand. Seems like otherwise a similar lineup coming from the defense, and actually from the attack too, as they decide to not really sure what their game plan is here with the knife fight. After all, there is a lot of strategy, as we all know, into knifing of all kinds, obviously. So it's I'm quite curious to see if the knife fight that we're going to see, the strategy from the defense here, are they going to be doing the blob type knife fight where they all run in together and try to attack them as one unit, or are they going to be going for individual knife fights, my bad, around the chat as they decide to pick off picks, or maybe just go for individual picks onto each of the attacker players as they try to knife their way to victory in round number 2. Seemingly not going to be so, though, as the Tachanka are set up for some gunplay finally after an entire round of complete nonsense. Moving to round number 2, we see the attackers formulating around possibly bottom white here. Yes, Garage seems to be the location of the push. A rush coming in here from Zofia as she decides to... oh no. Fuse deciding to check just in case to see if there's anyone inside that room there. Deciding to open up with the Zofia charge into the freezer wall and into bottom white here. Very intelligent moves coming in from the Fuse here, able to put out a lot of damage onto the Mozzie of the defense. Sway going down to 50 health as we see Lion rotating around to Bakery, looking to get his first pick onto the Tachanka. Unfortunately, noticing the turret decides to take another direction. Oh no. An interesting decision to face check the Tachanka. We see another player falling, and finally a man advantage for the orange team here. Just a complete and utter crapshoot coming in from the blue team. Now down to a 1v5 as Fuse is downed. All left up to the Zofia here, able to land a few bullets onto the roaming Jaeger. But besides that, not too much else to be considered about. Looking to get a few frags, not even able to pick off one. And, poof, a round coming back from the orange team. Make-A-Wish kids very closely able to finally bring themselves out a round. And a tied game. Both teams here working really hard to make sure they're putting their best foot forward to getting a round on the board. Again, the Tachanka pick coming out from Zentek, obviously part of a greater intellectual strategy we're seeing here from the players on the Make-A-Wish kids. The Futa Fnatics obviously not quite sure what to do with this Tachanka play, as soon as the Tachanka came out, it was a complete crapshoot for them, completely losing the round right away. Not much else to it. I think the Tachanka could be said to be the sole proprietary force that is holding that team together, and almost a direct win right out of nowhere is able to instantly close the game out without too much effort whatsoever. I'd actually say, in fact, if there wasn't the Tachanka there to hold down the team, after all, he did get a frag onto one of the attackers last round. If it wasn't for the Tachanka on site, I don't know how they could have won that round. It probably wouldn't have happened, to be honest. So I think we can all be glad that Zentek here is able to control the map completely using his Tachanka turret. And there he is again. Oh my god. Just incredible intellectual plays coming from the turret as he's able to set it up in a position where it can actually shoot the attackers as they're in their spawn. High-level tactic called spawn peeking, recently invented. I think it might have actually been Zentek who came up with that originally with the turret to shoot the enemy while they are coming out of their spawn. Unfortunately, decides to not go through with this high-level tactic, obviously sparing the enemy with his everlasting mercy, deciding to take them the old-fashioned way with his gun on the ground and let them come to him. You can see in the movement of the blue team, the Futa Fnatics obviously very flabbergasted with the situation in which this game is going. Obviously resorting to a last-effort tactic, the rush coming up white stairs, looking to go in hard and fast without forgiveness. Vase is going to be the first person to go through, but the Tachanka there is to stop them. Oh no, he's taken down his turret and is not going to be able to use that high-level utility to fight off against the attackers. The Kapkan Mines being incredibly successful on the Ash as she is picked off quickly. The Tachanka, unfortunately, not looking the right way. Now he is pointing towards the incoming attackers as they prepare in Cafe for the incoming rounds. Blitz taking a little bit of damage here. I think the Tachanka not being in action. Oh, here he comes. Oh my god. Oh no! Zentek falling to... Wow. I just can't keep up. This play, what's happening here, it's hard to even understand. Bandit taking over the term, though. Oh, he's able to take the turret. Unfortunately taken down before he can do too much damage. But not much else to it. The plant going down. Finally, Futa Fnatics taking a lot of site control here. All left up to the Kapkan and the Mozzie of Sweet Iced Tea Pie. Not quite sure where to start their push here. Blitz able to get the pick out onto the Kapkan, and it's all left up to Sway. Slowly creeping around the Claymore mine in White Hallway. He notices the Lion Ash, flicks over to him, but somehow manages to miss the shots. I just don't know how that happened. It's not very usual of Sway to miss any bullets. Anyway, going around for a high intelligence rotate. A TK, fortunate for him, coming out. Oh, he's able to get 2 kills. Incredible plays from Sway, what we like to see from him. Looking for the final one, but he is taken down by the Tachanka turret. Very nicely done. The moderator will now be banning Mana from the chat as we see some upsurge. I can't even. Oh my god. I can't even. Sorry. Losing focus. Whew. getting back into the game, a very close round for the blue team there. Almost throwing there as Sway on the Mozzie, able to come around White Hallway and get 2 picks onto the Lion and I think it was the Finka who died there. Whew. Sorry. Need to stay focused here. These very intense game. I apologize. Going into round number 4, the defense hoping to bring it back and try to tie it up 2-2 and move into round number 5 with an even scoreline. The Clash coming out to help out the team. Yes, Manav, I did mess you up with Sway because as I've been complimenting him, he is not usually used to missing shots. I'd say actually comparative skill between the two players there. Manav and Sway both being on a similar plane, both being very solid players, very, skilled up there in the head rather than in the heart. Some good sight work coming out from the Clash here, able to get the hatches open. See a lot of reinforcements coming out here. The site being well reinforced, well fortified, getting ready for the ensuing attack. Mostly a top 4 play here from the defense. Doesn't seem like they're really interested in playing downstairs for the round. Hoping that all of their problems will just be centralized around the top floor without having to worry about anything else coming around. And, oh my god. Look at this play here from Zentek. Just absolutely incredible placement here. The Mira going to be able to completely encapsulate her position, turning her almost invisible with that Mira coming out in front of her, covering her body, and basically turning her into a camouflaged operator. Very high level performance there from Zentek. We'll have to come back to him though, as it'll be a while before that becomes imminent. See the Lion play coming out, another white rush coming from the attackers, pushing up hard and fast, looking to take a lot of site control without too much else beforehand. The Mira being held down by the Bandit here as he watches them all run up white stairs. Oh no, missing his opportunity. They all run across Whitehall, and there's not going to be much that Mira can do anymore. The first pick coming out from Sweet Ice as he's able to pick off one onto Leo of the Lion. Looking for another. Unfortunately, his opponents having moved away. All of them going over into the bar area at the top. Ash coming around, able to get a pick down onto Sweet Ice as she swings around on the Capcan, turning this into a 4v4 and now a 4v3 for the defense as they're able to pick off one, now instantly refragged by the Ash charge. Mira looking for picks, seeming like he's going to get them with a decent angle here from the balcony. Going to be Zentek to hold down that long angle over Heaven into New Belk. Oh, looking at the head of the enemy, unfortunately not hitting his shot, and he spells his magazine before he's able to get the kill. His teammates are there to back him up though, so he does have a little bit of support in terms of where people are coming from. Kill coming from Sway on the Mozzie, able to pick off the Finka of the attack, putting us in a 3v2 with the advantage towards the defense. With only 50 seconds left on the clock and the diffuser down on the ground, the Habana looking to rotate and get in pick, and he will be able to. Now a 2v2 evasive, picking off the Bandit and looking for more. Actually, the Mozzie, my apologies. Only 40 seconds left on the clock, and diffuser now being picked up. There is a good chance for both of these both of these teams to make a good comeback here and have something happen. Ash going around the corner, looking for someone to expose themselves. So far, nothing happening of the sort, but it's going to have to be now or never, as with only 15 seconds on the clock, one of these teams is going to have to do something here. Rosa trying to plant seemingly right in front of the Mira here, not aware that Zentek playing right next to him, although somehow not hearing him plant directly next to him. What is going on right now? I can't even act anymore. Oh my god. the fourth round going to the defense as Ash plants the diffuser literally 5 meters away from the Mira and then gets up and shoots her without her even knowing that the plant had gone down right next to him. I don't even know what to say. Wow. First of all, I am just bamboozled that someone could have their volume that low. Not too much to say here. I mean, it was pretty back and forth until that moment, and no comments. That's what it's going to be. No comments. I have no words. Anyway, moving into round number 5, we're going to have to see some sort of change from the Make-A-Wish kids if they want to make any difference here in getting themselves a little bit more close to tied up with the Futa Fnatics. There's only really one option here for the orange team, and that's to move forward. If they don't get some progress towards getting a victory, it's going to be all over for them. Being down 2 rounds is definitely a burden, and being so close to 5-1. I'd like to remind everybody that the current bar for skipping the semifinals, as from our last 2 games, is 7-3, meaning that if Futa Fnatics was to win this game 7-1 or 7-2, they would actually get skipped directly to the grand finale on Sunday and skip an entire round going against the best of the other 2 teams, depending on how this game goes out. So if Make-A-Wish kids cannot make some progress, they are going to be fast-tracking Futa Fnatics into the finals of the cash tournament. Not sure what to say about that. I guess we're just going to have to see what happens. But right now, stiff competition on both sides. Not really sure how else to phrase it.
5 seconds to go. Attacker's objective is to defuse a bomb.
Seemingly a Christmas market rush from the attack team as they notice where the defenders are going. They decide to adapt their strategy to the way that they're playing. Very smart. Unfortunately, not going through Bakery. The first pick going to Sway as he spawn peeks out of Cigar window, getting the first pick onto Barasaur on the Finca. Man advantage going to the defense for the first time in a little while, fortunately. See, possibly a little confrontation here as Vigil and Monty go at it. Seemingly Ash there to back him up, but not quite sure where his opponent is, looking in the wrong location as Vigil runs away and lives to see another day. Holding on for dear life, we see, I think that's the Vigil here, yes, barely was able to escape in the moment and now is shut down by Evasive as he gets the frag on him without losing any HP, evening out the game after that earlier spawn peak, although 1 minute wasted on the clock by the defense from the Vigil. Now finally though, that is their only defense off-site, now moving directly onto an actual site take here, as we see. Not really anything more holding the attackers back. The wall being unreinforced on Bakery side, they decide to open up the wall with the Zofia charge and get ready to move in position to take the site. All of the wall getting opened up, Monty going directly in, taking no time wasted. A Nectar Cell bouncing off and being wasted on the front, actually making that walkable instead of vaultable, probably going to be advantaging the attackers in the end. Sophia just holding down and waiting for something to happen here. Sophia pushing in, just trying to take a gunfight with anyone. Ash is going to be the first one in, though. She's able to get the pick onto the Capcan, looking for the Bandit now, as he holds back in back kitchen and is able to get that one, too. Actually, not the Bandit. It's going to be the Mute to fall down, and it's going to be Bandit and Jaeger left to hold down the site against their ensuing teammate. Blitz able down the hallway to pick off one of them, and it's all left up to the Jaeger on Fuzzy as he is the solo remaining defender. Unfortunately though, trying to rotate through the window, gets caught in the animation, and Lips is able to get his second kill, ADSing with Blitz, killing first the Bandit, then the Jaeger, and putting his team in a 4-1 lead. Things are not looking bright for the Make-A-Wish kids. Obviously, not getting enough funding in their local hospital. If you want to make a difference, please go down to your local pharmacy and make a donation to help out poor children like these having I don't know what they have. It's hard to say. Game loss disorder? Maybe hearing disorder? Who knows? Either way, not looking so strong for the Make-A-Wish kids right now. Hopefully they're going to be able to make a bit of a comeback later in the game as they get their steam rolling and maybe get focused up. But for now, it's going to be just the just going to be the attackers taking the advantage right now in the 4-1 lead, hoping to expand on that, I would assume. Not really wanting to drag out the game too much, trying to get it over as soon as possible. See a 6-pick over to the Finka on attack, not wasting any time more with Fuse, trying to crack down and get things done.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being
Finally going back to top floor. Seems like Zentek is going to be trying that mirror play again, but maybe set up a little bit differently so they're more effective on the walls that they're watching. Similarly, for the other teammates on his team, Sweet Iced Tea on the Capcan forever, and similarly for the Ella on Sway, trying things a little bit differently to maybe come at the game with a different angle and try to find success in a different lineup.
5 seconds left.
See Zentek setting up his mirrors on the other side of Freezer. Very smart move here. Deciding to cover not one but two sides of Freezer. Definitely going to be effective later in the game. Ella trying to spawn peek out of Cigar window, but it's not going to be effective. An interesting Ella mine coming from Sway here. He rotates down to confront the attackers directly as they hold by the windows, all chilling outside. Ella just waiting for some intel to prepare her for the run out here. Seems like they're not quite sure where they want to go yet. Possibly deciding on a window take here. Maybe going for Cigar. Who knows? They're really kind of moving around a lot here, trying to decide what kind of play is going to be best for them in this current situation. See Zentek holding the skylight here, just missing the head very plainly on his crosshair, but deciding not to shoot at the last second, assumedly from bad reactions or something of the sort. The first pick coming out onto the Finka of the attack on Barry as he's able to pick off Zentek on the Mira. Cigar wall being opened up, Zofia dropping down and getting the frag onto the Ella of Sway, putting us in a 5v3 situation and a TK. Not great, as the Ash falls down without contributing at all to the round. Now going to a 4v3 for the attack, and evened out even more as Fuzzy is able to get a knife off onto one of the pushing attackers as he prones down. Unfortunately, refrag quickly after that as the Zofia pushing in is able to pick them off, and looking even worse as it's all up to Sweet Iced Tea Pie. On the Capcan, holding down in back Cocktail, now being stunned out in a 1v3 with the post plant now on. Seeing little promise in a comeback here unless she can pull out some absolutely godly aim. Unfortunately, it is not with her in that exact moment as all the bullets sailing over his head like a football from a dad who doesn't understand the lack of strength from his 4-year-old son. Evasive shutting her down before too long, moving into a 5-1 split for the Futa Fnatics, and the Make-A-Wish kids getting absolutely clobbered as they move on to attack. Surprising, actually, we have 17 viewers still in the chat. Absolutely incredible. I am surprised anybody would want to watch this shit. But that is the case. So we continue. Moving into round number 7. Hopefully going to see some sort of comeback from the Make-A-Wish kids, bringing a pretty solid attacker lineup here. Really hoping to make some sort of impact on the, again, Tachenka-wielding defenders. Not too much fear in the eyes of the Futa Fnatics, really looking to try to close this game out. but also not feeling too much pressure in their operator choices considering their confidence in their gunplay. Having not had too many issues with fighting the ensuing defenders, now attackers, in the last 6 rounds, feeling confident in their ability to close things out. Going to be a open concept design for the defense as they decide to get the walls all open, not wanting anything to obscure their one-taps, as obviously that's all they're going to be able to do, considering all of them brought auto shotguns, and they're not going to be able to do shit with these terrible guns. Going to have to be confined specifically to their secondaries, single-shot pistols for most of them. Almost a TK there. I don't know what's going on. Let's watch the defender, the attacker drones. Probably going to be a little bit quieter. Sounding like a lazy neighbor doing construction without sand paneling. Shots just going off every second. No relenting to the... I assumed... I don't even know if I should call this a site setup. Just an open concept design from the defense here, trying to leave no cover whatsoever for their attacking counterparts. Going to be mostly a bottom garage push for the attackers. A few of them deciding to do a bakery push, but that's going to be all the Monty and Capital doing a solo push over there. The first pick from Evasive going out onto Zentek, pushing over by bottom white. He's going to lose his head quite early, and even more terrible is going to be the long pistol angle from Barris holding in from main entrance, picking off the Capital, leaving Monty on his own, pushing into bakery with nowhere to go truly. The diffuser being recovered, the last 2 remaining attackers with guns pushing over by bottom white. Monty having pushed all the way up into sight somehow, having been ignored by the defense players. Now, going to have to be addressed as he's taken a lot of ground. It's going to get dangerous pretty soon if he's not dealt with. He should be able to unshield and pick off defenders at ease, especially the Tachanka sitting right in front of him on a turret. He loses health slowly to the Maestro cameras as they pick him off slowly. Ella finally seeming to have enough of his shit, deciding to push up and try to deal with him individually. Well, as has happened, Thermite and Dokkaebi burning daylight outside garage, trying to get something going, but not really sure where they're going. Seem like they're lacking direction there. Monty trying to make something happen by bakery, but just throwing smokes at the ground is not going to do too much. Finally, a pick coming out from Fuzzy here as he's able to take out the Ella with the open concept design, backfiring on the defenders as they're able to get 1 round on the board. One of the defenders, the Rook, rotating around, possibly going to be able to stop this plant here, coming in from the perfect angle to stop things from happening right now. He's able to get a through the smoke shot on to the head of Sweet Ice, and is now in the perfect position to get the rest of them. Lighting up Monty and pushing into the Thermite, getting a nice hit-fire headshot from a decent distance, and the last one being the Monty was able to close him out, getting a solid 3k there to end the round. It's going to be round number 7 going for the defense as we move into a 6-1 lead for Futa Fnatics. TK is running rampant as the last remaining player being Leo deciding to he wanted to defuse for himself, not leaving it to his opponents. And going on to match points, going to be Futa Fnatics 1 round away from moving to the grand finale, as this would be the most dominant win of the game so far. Remember, if they're winning this, being a 7-1 lead would get a direct spot right into the grand finale, our final game on Sunday, the best of 3, considering they would have the best scoreline. The only hope of there not being the case is if we see the Make-A-Wish kids make a incredible comeback for at least 3 rounds to bring themselves above the next closest game, which seems unlikely. But I hold out hope. All of these players having a kernel of skill inside of them. It just needs to be popped by their situation, and hopefully we can see some sort of competence coming out from the Make-A-Wish kids as they show where our investment money is going. After all, we don't have charity for nothing. Going into the last round, I'd say this is possibly the highest pick rate of Tachanka in any scrim or any tournament game of any sort that we've had so far. Not sure why he's so effective here on Cafe. It could be the new meta, but either way, looking pretty strong for...
Attackers need to
Yeah, looking pretty strong for the Futa Fnatics. Not much else to say. It looks like they're going for the open concept design again as we bring the auto shotgun. And once again, the construction work begins as the defense deciding to absolutely decimate the walls of the site. Not sure what the strategy of this is, as it actually led to a few kills for the attackers last round, but I don't know at this point. Very long angle coming out from Rook here, as he's able to look all the way into Cocktail Lounge in a bomb. Going to be interesting to see how that affects the game here. There's going to be a lot of versatile angles we don't normally see in a lot of games. Anyway, as to be expected, going to be a very close to the chest game for the defenders, considering 3 out of 5 of their players brought auto shotguns, which are pretty much useless in the current meta. Playing on-site is definitely the right choice in this particular scenario. Looking to be a Habana Monty push up white. Possibly this could actually be quite effective. A good duo here between a good assault rifle and a impenetrable body of metal. Mr. Mojo going to be pushing up, getting some intel for his teammate later. Leo able to get the first pick with the Tachanka onto the Blitz down in Pillars. Not deterring from this white push at all, though. As Havana holding down the long angle here. And a second pick, unfortunately, onto the Dokkaebi. As we see Sweet Eyes falling down. Oh, but a pick finally coming for Sway as he's able to pick up 1 and then 2! Oh my god. Probably the highlight of the match so far for the Make-A-Wish kids. Sway showing where your charity money is going. An easy double for him as he's able to pick off first Varus and then Rose of the defense, tying up the game and giving his team a fighting chance. Bana playing below, looking for a third, is able to get some intel and barely surviving. Must be that good surgery money keeping him alive. Looking for that pick on Rook. He's going to be peeking out soon, possibly. The Tachanka having moved from his recent post on his turret by Heaven. Now deciding to move around to Red Stairs. Possibly trying to push up. Not much to focus on with his teammates. Pretty much stagnant as of right now. Unfortunately, Sway, the top frag of his team, getting taken down by a the defender in Cigar. Rook finally getting the pick onto him and looking for a second one, and he's going to find it, and it's all up to Monty. My oh my, I wonder how this game is going to go. Monty down to the last shrivers of health, looking for 1 kill, but it's not going to happen. There you go. Your winners of our final game of the night, which is going to be Futa Fnatics, going 7-1 and getting themselves a ticket to the grand finale of the tournament as they get the highest disparity of wins, 2 losses in rounds than any other team tonight, being the most dominant win of